Tielo in the chat.
Yeah, I saw that as well. All the
Hello, boys.
Our Zerg brothers are here.
Congrats, Tielo.
Yeah, that sunbathing paid off, man.
That sunbathing on concrete.
Yeah. Hey, there's a car park here. This looks like a great place to fucking sunbathe.
Tielo doesn't sunbathe, he meditates.
You know, a lot of homeless people in the US have traveled like across the country to be homeless in California because it's very pleasant all year around. It's like, well, if I'm gonna be a homeless prick, then I may as well be homeless in California because at least the sun is always shining and I won't freeze. It's a pretty solid goal.
You know,
Okay,
there's
guys.
so many homeless people in Stockholm. It like doesn't
Really?
make sense. Yeah, it like every street you go on, there's like people saying, "Hey, hey, Mickey, Mickey," and it's like, no, man.
You know
Well,
what's
like,
funny?
it's so
I just started the recording to post the VOD on YouTube, and all we do is talk about like homeless people and shit.
Yeah.
People are gonna be like, "What
It's
the
like,
fuck
hey,
is this?"
great, Snute vs. GoOdy Game 2 on Vaani Research Station, let's check it out. It's like, hey guys, there are a lot of homeless people in Stockholm. There's like this Swedish guy watching. He's like, well, fuck you, the Muslim. Why don't you fuck off back to England, bitch?
Okay, let's do some introductions, but no more me impression.
We have
Who
to find
wants-
somebody else to intimidate.
I'm
wants
not
to do
very
something?
good at the imitations.
Night
Honestly,
End, do
like-
Night End or something.
No, every Night End imitation always comes across so mean.
It never gets old. The Night
Yeah,
End
but I
impression.
think he's awesome. Like,
Yeah.
No, we all think he's awesome, but then people always think that we're picking on him, and it's sad.
he even likes it. He laughs about it.
Well, I don't know. It's up to you guys.
But it's one of those things. Yeah, it's like people. I remember when was it you that said something about him at Home Story, or was it somebody else?
Yeah, I mean, but in all fairness, I did kind of deserve a little bit of hate back then because I pushed it really hard. It was
Oh,
like
really?
back then I was still like drinking a lot at Home Story Cups, like way more than I do these days. And I was kind of drunk, and it was like one of these moments where in the start it was pretty funny, but then I kept doing it for way too long, you know. And like obviously I realized later that I was just being a dick, but I didn't mean being a dick because I get along with Night Ends really well. Like you guys know that, but the people at home didn't know that, and I did come across as a dick, which wasn't nice.
Oh, poor Night.
Yeah, I know. It cut me deep, man. The scars
like-
are still there.
He'd have just been reading that and just been like doing his little like like
Yeah,
little
I
giggle
know.
and stuff.
No, he was like,
Here we go.
everybody at Team Liquid hates you, Rotti. I was like, God damn it.
So stupid.
Okay, introductions. Anything?
At the 3-minute mark, guys, before the locust starts flying.
Can you do
Anybody?
a Nathanias impression? Or Mr. Bitter?
Okay, we can try Nathanias. Alright. Actually, I'm not good at Nathanias at all, but like Nathan does always have like the same style of introduction. He'd be like, alrighty guys, on the top side of Vaani Research Station, we have our Zerg player. It is Liquid Snute. Nate does those things.
He also starts off every like when the camera comes on him. Well met, and it's like fucking Nathan.
Really, he says that every time?
At
Nah,
least
he
in
doesn't
Fragmite
say
Masters,
that. He almost-
he did every time.
Yeah.
At Fragment, okay, but that's probably because he's really comfortable in that studio. At the big events, he doesn't do it. But Nathan does have like the tendency to drag on like his first or second word of the opening sentence he has. It's like, alrighty guys. Just pay attention to that.
You know what's funny is that he hates it when we do the impression of him, where we do that. Because he knows it's accurate, unlike with me.
Unlike with you.
Unlike with me, I'm Yun Melo.
Unlike with me.
I really hate it when you guys try to speak French because I do not sound like that at all.
It's true though.
It's like the same person's talking. I can't tell.
Wow.
Sometimes, you know, if I'm drunk and I start talking like that, I feel like I am that. It's just.
You know, it's funny because I can relate. Like when I lived in China and Korea, every time I drank a bunch, I felt like I was fluent. And I probably like sounded stupid, but I really thought I was good at it. So it's probably the same with you when you imitate me and you're drunk.
I remember that the Muslim used to get really mad at me when I used to imitate Tillerman all the time, and he said I had the worst Scottish accent ever. But I felt I was so good at it.
Go, do it, do it.
Do your Scottish accent. Come on.
No, I can't do it right now. I need beers. You
Can't
know.
do it right now. You could never do it. Like, but just give it a go.
No, I just like Joe Miller hated it as well. He's like, stop that, mate! You're terrible at it.
Joe Miller.
the human army is better than your army.
Oh, dude, Tillerman was such a legend. The
Yeah, I
human
know.
army is better than your army.
There's nothing you can do to stop that expansion.
Tell me what I can do to stop that expansion.
What can I do?
What can I do?
That's the epic code.
Yeah, what can I do?
Dude, he was actually such a character.
Alright, I think we should talk about the build order a little bit.
Hey,
There's
look.
always this one fanatic about the balanced test map that is going to be very upset with us. So.
Okay.
Risky Chris is watching and wondering why the health bars are finally on, like he's always dreamt.
Team Liquider just said the Rotti level of casting. Never talk about the game. ...
You might want to tune into GSL to see.
Yeah,
something,
exactly.
Get a
It's like,
similar
hey, that's
experience.
like $20,000 on the line, and all we hear about is Tasteless Battletoads adventure.
And then Mexican waves between the two of them. Like, come on.
But I do love it.
Dude, I love the Mexican wave between the two of them. That was the sickest thing ever.
Yeah.
The funniest thing was the other day is like they were like they started making fun of themselves all the time, and they're like, "Hey man, there's actually a battle going on." Yeah, Tasteless. I guess we should talk about this game. Oh man, that's the funniest thing you've ever said. Arnie McTell says. So good.
Okay, so GoOdy, he literally this game took the no rush thing to the next level, man. Cloak Banshee plus 3rd CC, like any attack could have killed him. But it's funny because Snute is doing the same. He's just droning up and getting drones.
I think it's hard for this game to start off more passive than Deathwing though. I mean, I remember the Deathwing, we were in the 10-minute mark and we had 200 and 800 resources lost. I actually think GoOdy will be able to kill a reasonable amount of drones with this, unless he starts shooting at roaches, then it's going to be bad for him.
He hasn't got an armory, so he can't make these Hellbats. If he had Hellbats, just dealing with like 5 roaches and those 2 queens would be pretty easy. But in fact, there's like lings at the back, I guess, and spores. But
Check
4
the
factories all at once. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
Check
but he's
the Overlord's vision in the main. He sees like factories, a CC, tech lab on the starport, and double factory being added on at the 9th minute.
What he sees is GoOdy, Johan. That's all he sees.
Like when you see GoOdy's name in the loading screen, you pretty much already know what's going to happen.
You can already paint the perfect picture of the base without scouting it.
Yeah, like for once in my life, I became like a psychic, you know. But like, doesn't
Yeah,
mean
like,
that's going to be any more fun.
When you play against GoOdy, you're not scouting for the idea of what he actually has. You're playing a little guessing game with yourself. Like, where did he place the factories this time? I think we're gonna have one here, one here. It's like that one game where you have to memory the pictures. I don't know what it's called. I forgot the name. Let it go.
It's funny, by the way,
Helped you out.
the logo on the orbital command of GoOdy, like on the side, you know, the logo of ESC IC box kind of reminds me of Gamma Bears.
Yeah, it does.
Was that
I can see
Sense
it.
Team?
Yep. With the orange bear. That bear was orange though.
You know, he's in a new team now. I saw Sen in Taipei actually.
Yeah, Hong Kong
freaking troll.
Esports or something? What is it?
Yeah, or something like that. I was like, man, you're from Taipei.
He seemed to
Yeah,
always
but-
be in those like Southeast Asian teams and used to have a really good time in them too.
Yeah.
I mean, Sen is still surprisingly good, I think, if he wants. He's just pretty talented. Like, he doesn't go all out, I feel, the majority of the year, but
Yeah.
the months he does practice...
You know, I was playing in a mobile game tournament there. Somebody asked me to play in one. And then Sen played in it too. And then I was talking about it with him. I was asking him for some advice because it was only in Chinese and like he could understand and I couldn't. And then he's like, oh yeah, you know, like you can practice. And then in the end, I ended up following his advice. Like I took the tablet back and I practiced for the next day where I was going to have to play on this game. And he was like, man, you know, it's always the same. The more you practice, the better you're going to do. So I was like, you motherfucker. Like that one time we played the NASL Showmatch and I practiced non-stop and you were only sleeping 24/7 and then you still own me. And then he just like started laughing. Sen is really sick.
That's a beautiful story that I think I've told a few too many times on stream. But I still love it. It's a favorite.
Sen remembers too.
I like the part where you were like the first IEM champion, and then somehow you ended up in like Asia playing mobile video game tournaments to games you don't even know how to fucking play. Like,
Have you seen the video of me winning a match of this game? I was feeling it, man. I'll show you later.
Oh really?
So
Did you have passion?
Oh yes, I got up. Like I saw that Hearthstone was filming, so I got up on the stage. I was like raising my arms. I was like, yeah.
Hey Ben, talk to me about all the Banshee play we've seen so far from GoOdy in this series. Well, other
two
than
just died to a spore.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, talk to us about those 2 Banshees now.
God damn it, I tried to ask one serious question and he flies 2 Banshees into his spore crawler. But other than that, I kind of like it. I feel the Banshees have been doing quite well for him.
Like,
I feel like a
Banshees have always,
compliments his style pretty okay.
Yeah, Banshees have always had a place in like TVZ mech play especially, but usually like later in the game.
This
but,
is a really aggressive push, by the way, by GoOdy, because he's only doing this of 1 armory and he only has like 1 upgrade ready. This is like a +1 mech attack.
Yeah,
is
and
not
like
something that's
he's
very
gonna.
standard.
There's nothing that Snute can do to save this base right now. Like these
Nothing he can
Hellions,
do.
nothing he can do about it.
It was bad to pull SCVs, no?
I mean, he wants to keep repairing these Thors, but like, I mean, the Thors. He's gonna kill this base because these aren't like.
I
These
don't
aren't
get it.
a lot
Like,
of swarm hosts.
Snute didn't even have that many swarm hosts. Why are Locusts and Queens beating Thors and things?
Nah, they're
The
not.
thing
Look,
is, he doesn't need too many bases. Like we've seen it last game, Snoot doesn't really need like 4 or 5 bases immediately. There are helmets on the left side as well, which is pretty cool.
I'm a
There
good pinger.
wasn't that many drones there, luckily
Right.
for Snute.
This is the moment of truth for the Locust. Can they clean up? Why does he have so few?
I really do think though, once you get that flying locust upgrade, that just going mass Thors is like the best thing you can do against this. Because I mean, like, look at the supply. He's got a decent drone count this game, but he's got 16 swarm hosts, 3 more in production. He's already almost maxed. Like, I don't think there's anything you can do against Thors.
Yeah, but then when there is like a critical mass of swarm hosts and you land them before they reach the Thors, plus some infestors in support, isn't it like really hard for a mass Thor to fight this head on? Because like they block each other.
They do block each other, but luckily, like, the locusts
have a lot
are
of
really
DPS.
short range, and the Thors have 7 range. Like, I think locusts have 3 range or something. Like, and also they
This
respawn
is
like
cool.
so much slower now. But this, okay,
Yeah.
oh no, they all landed.
No!
Okay, I was about to say, I think this is
Yeah.
going to be like how swarm hosts are used in the future. Like,
Yeah, but maybe you can't prevent the landing because it's automatic. So if you put a unit around swarm hosts, that's...
But you can move command, no? You can
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah, but you don't have time. Like they come out and then they land right away.
Well, then that has to be fixed. Like that's not
Yeah,
right.
what the fuck? You want to buff swarm hosts more? There was actually a micro counter that you could do.
I
Where's
think
your
that's just
Protoss
a
mine?
mistake
What
by Snute.
I mean, like, I don't think any ability that's supposed to be a buff to your race should ever be a negative ability in any circumstance. Like, that's the way that Blizzard has always addressed things in the past as well. Like I mentioned before, you know, like battle cruisers getting energy removed and Tors getting energy removed. Because it's not right. Energy is supposed to be a good thing, and then there are a few High Templars feedbacking everything. As much as I enjoyed feedbacking everything, it's, you know, it's not really correct.
Yeah, somebody said in the chat that it's the legacy of the Void map, but it's not actually. It's the balanced test maps of changes that could already be applied to Heart of the Swarm if they were to be passed. So we're in the test phase right now, which is also like the show matches are here to help.
Okay, so this is like a do or die moment right now for GoOdy, and I think that Snute is going to hold this. Like, I really love the positioning of the Swarm Mills he currently has. Queens are buying a little bit of time, making sure the Swarm Mills won't die. He throws on a scan, like, oh, man, this is a really nerve-wracking moment for Snute, by the way. He's like, guys, Locust, any moment now?
Yeah.
And it's funny to see them
Wow.
unburrowed and everywhere too.
Okay, finally they will... Man, that took forever. This is the
It-
first time I felt
yeah.
it took a really long time.
And I mean, he lost he lost the left base. He's losing the right base now because of this. He's down to 48 drones, making 20 at once. And I mean, GoOdy, like, he could have made so many CCs while all this was going on.
Yeah, but GoOdy opened up really aggressive, like way more aggressive than he would ever open up normally. I really like the small hit spots that GoOdy is doing, by the way, with like 1 tank, 1 Tor, and 2 Hellbats. He's been doing that throughout the series, and it's actually been super successful.
If he started doing that too, to like, say if he had medevacs, like let's say if he had 3 medevacs and just loaded up 3 Thors to like hit this base,
Yeah.
like,
that would
or
be
like
sick.
3 that flew down this part of the map and just landed like in the main or in that 3rd base over there, like, that could be really sick. Like, I really just see that this matchup's going to be so much more like mobile for both of them.
Dynamic. Also
Yeah.
in mech cases. So you're thinking about trying mech when you see those games?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, the only reason I don't play mech now is because it gets to that situation where the Terran can't move and the Zerg can't move, and the first person to attack loses because of the way that units clump up and stuff.
You know, in a weird way, I think Lilikan and stunning out those games forever, or styling out those games, I think it really like made Blizzard realize that the issue is a lot more urgent than they thought it was. 'Cause
Certainly.
the last thing that Blizzard ever wants is like 3 or 4 hour games in WCS, you know, their Premier League competition. So as bad as it all was, this is a really exciting change, and if it's going to be implemented in the near future, I really think it will contribute so much to the quality of the games in our main Premier League tournament.
Toast to Lilikanen.
Lilikani?
Lilikanen.
I really love how he was milking it back then, though, like playing commercials while the game is going on. I was like, oh yes, play that commercial button, son, you deserve it.
Let's see these swarm hosts, fellas.
Yeah.
I think another good move, if you can get like the swarm host to here and just land them in the main, like, you're going to kill so much infrastructure.
Look at that starport.
Like, look at this, man. He's going for the economy though,
SCVs.
rather than the starports.
Yeah, the locusts are pretty dumb though. Like going for the SCVs here, really not that useful. Man, those tech labs. RIP. Yeah, but you know, like if GoOdy had realized that earlier, maybe with like a sensor tower, he could have counter-attacked at the same time, and then there wouldn't be like a reload of locusts ready.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I think sensor towers are going to be very important against flying locusts.
Yeah. Now he's hitting a timing because he realized that it's gonna take some time for the new locusts to spawn, but it's already like they are much closer to finishing than if he had attacked much earlier. So see, like now.
If Artie Mactosis would have heard you calling this a time, and he would have been very upset, Johan.
Yeah, well.
Not enough Thors. That's a dead army right there. Oh wait, actually didn't do that bad.
Oh, the bench is trying to pick off some infestors, but they're gonna get fungled as well. Those queens, they do so much. It's so nice to have like a few queens like this to transfuse and help.
Yeah, a few queens.
Why do queens benefit upgrades too? God damn it.
Queens are actually one unit that I've always been kind of unhappy with. I really feel that as a support unit, this unit is way too good.
I mean, for 150 minerals, the amount of utility that they have, like, they help your economy, they help, well, they are creep spread itself, and they do pretty damage.
There are very few armies that
got that Thor, 1 HP, boom.
Ugh.
Lol.
Hero Broodling right there, 4 damage.
I love how he spawned, tapped the Thor, and then ran back to his initial spawn place. It's like I did my job.
Oh, I really think this is a good situation to go battle cruisers again in though. Like, there's not really much that can deal with that.
Don't the economy needs to be a lot better?
Nah, you can start going them now.
I mean, look at the amount of orbital command. Hey, I really like the wall of missile turrets, by the way. That's going to help against these flying locusts. I saw Igas doing that, I think, against Petreas on Overgrowth. I'm not sure. That's the match I'm thinking of.
I like that he's running from all these flying things. It's kind of cool.
They weren't landing. Like they could have landed for the turrets and shot them down.
I think they have to be close. Oh, okay, yeah. He could have right-clicked on the turret.
Maybe it looked like they were clicked on the tanks. Okay, Snute, he's holding on. The army supply is actually pretty good for him. 144 to 108. Not quite the 172 he had in the previous game, but definitely not bad. He had 28 Swarmos last game, right?
He had 28.
He has 20 now, and he's adding 5 more, so getting pretty close to that number.
I want to give a shout out to the one roach that has survived.
Where is she?
Let's have a look. Oh, over here. Yeah. Oh, he's actually like doing pretty well too. The lone defender.
Kills? 4 kills already. He's gonna go kick.
It's like Queen that's stealing them. Oh man, those missile turrets did get popped down by those locusts.
Yeah, they didn't last long.
Like, if there is one thing though about this style, it's like the Swarmos being that fast also makes it a lot harder to actually kill the Zerg. You know, in the old days it was like you clean up a wave, and then if you can get close enough to the Swarmos, you can actually start shooting at the Swarmos. That's often when the game ended, you know. But now they're so fast, they will just keep running away that even if you kill a few bases, you can't really end the game just yet, because even when, you know, it takes longer for waves to spawn, most likely there will be more waves to deal with, because they just keep running away and they're so fast. And of course they can fly, so they can spawn from everywhere.
I wonder, Ben, aren't you afraid that these Swarmos, they encourage mass static defense and more camping? Because they reload slower, so he counterattacks gonna be much stronger with mech.
Wow,
so it feels like to protect them, you need to get a lot of static defense back at home.
Like yes and no. Like I agree with what you're saying.
But I feel like the moment you start relying on static defense against this Swarmos, I think then you're already digging your own grave.
No, I mean as Zerg.
As Zerg, like them getting mass spines, mass
spines and spores.
Infestors with them to fungal if you attack. I just I really don't see Swarm Hosts ever being made in this number. Like, I think 8's a perfect number just to like kind of invade a base. Like, if you can somehow get Swarm Hosts down here and just pop them into the main, I think that's going to be their utility.
I mean, I think we'll get a lot more information as well when we see Hyun versus Supernova, because then hopefully we'll see a little bit of bio play as well, because I really wonder how the new Swarm Hosts will do against bio. I have the feeling it's not going to be all that good.
Yeah, I don't think that Supernova will play bio though. I told them like they need to try the changes as much as possible. So, and he's also like a very mech orientated Terran.
Wait, what changes has GoOdy utilized here? This just seems like GoOdy.
Yeah, he didn't listen to shit apparently because he didn't make a Raven. He's goddamn degenerates.
Oh, you want me to play
He's
mech?
like, oh, you want me to show you
mech?
You want me to show you what I think about the new Raven? I'll show you. I won't make a fucking Raven, yo. That's how shit I think it is.
Freaking GoOdy. Not listening to shit. It's the last time I'm doing a show match with him.
Aww. He's putting up a good fight.
Not just a good fight. I actually think he's ahead this game, guys.
Yeah, and he's been making it entertaining as well. It's not like he's playing the most boring mech style ever. I think it's actually been relatively entertaining games.
He's been attacking more than Snute. Like, he's been constantly
fungal
flying to space.
Ooh, so close.
This Thor, by the way, what a hero. Just came in, took out so many queens. He's a dragon slayer.
Not quite Rotti level yet, but up there.
No. If it was Rotti level, he'd have like fucking 300 kills by now.
Guys.
What about Demaslim level?
Yeah, Ben. I've had talks with Jeff and Pack Salve about you.
It's funny because every time I talk to one of you guys about the other, like Ben, you would be like, "Oh yeah, Rotti is a dragon slayer." That you have a big smile on your face, and then the other way around is totally true too.
No, the thing is, Ben will always say that I am the one who corrupted him, going from an innocent young man to the degenerate that he is now. But Ben has taken his degeneracy to a whole nother level, like stages that I've never reached myself.
Well, dude, the way that I look at it is, if you're gonna go for something, you might as well do it full ho, you know.
Well,
like, no point going halfway on anything.
Oh shit!
Yeah, this is actually a pretty big moment. I really love the addition from Snute, throwing in a couple of blinding clouds. I think that is awesome. The combination of fungo and blinding cloud has always been ridiculous. Look at all these fungos, man! All the Vikings are just going to fall like that.
And Snute's he's not losing supply really. It's really good. He has lost a lot of supply with 146 army to 112. I mean, with the next wave of locusts, this is gonna get cleaned up.
Yep, I don't think that GoOdy can kill Snute. This is what we mentioned before as well. Like, even though you can push the Zerg back easier because it takes longer for the locust to spawn, you can't actually just kill him because the Swarmhost is so fast, so it's really hard to get close enough to ever kill the actual Swarmhost. Oh my god.
Like, if you have only tanks against this and the Swarmhost or the locusts come and just fly and land on you, you're absolutely screwed. But like the Thors, they were just off on the right side killing a base, but that resources lost tab, it's the same story again. Like GoOdy, he just hasn't really got together the right army composition to deal with this, I don't think.
By the way, maybe we should talk about the guy who sponsored the prize money for these show matches.
Let's do it.
Awesome. It's you do it, Rotti. You're better than me at this.
Well, Johan reached out to a person that's been organizing a lot of show matches in the past. If you guys want to find him, you can find him at Twitter. His Twitter handle is xtornzvt, which you write as this. It's kind of a complicated Twitter handle, but he's been doing a lot of cool show matches in the past, and he's an overall awesome dude. So if you want to thank him for having a jolly good time while listening to the random nonsense of the Muslim Todd and me, go ahead and send him a tweet. There are going to be 2 more matches after this, so this is only the beginning. But yes, big shout out to xtornzvt for saving esports and being awesome.
Hey guys, I have a suggestion. Let's enjoy the game for a second. As the Swarmhost user, as the Zerg. Press 1 and let's watch a little bit with Snute's view. Like, see how it looks when he places Swarmhost and sends
That's so fast!
Yeah.
Yeah, they are
so
very
sick.
fast.
Like, he doesn't have that much vision, but I guess he can kinda plan
Hey, look at
anywhere.
that. You see that? It looked like he's spawning creep tumors off creep.
I think
yeah.
he didn't have vision of it before as the creep faded. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like the creep was there in the shadow, and then he spread the creep. But then once he got vision, it was still like spreading. You get what I mean?
No, not at all.
That awkward silence.
Yeah, I was like, you understand, right? And it's just like, no, you told me
I
so
could have said,
badly.
yeah, I could have lied, but I didn't. I think what happened is that he had creep before and he lost an active tumor and the creep disappeared. But that made it.
I decided to
Just
give you
forget
the
it, you guys.
silence too.
Fuck.
God damn it, Ben. Those were the longest 2 seconds of my life.
Yeah, tell me about it. That's how I felt like just 5 seconds before. I was like, screw you, I'm inflicting you with the same pain.
Alright, so GoOdy is gonna make another push. He does take out bases left and right all the time, but he keeps losing really expensive armies and he just never ever kills Swarmhost.
Yeah.
Like, how many
Like-
Swarmhosts did he actually kill? He killed 9 Swarmhosts in this 34-minute game. That's actually a few more than I thought he...
And he lost 20 Thors and 35 tanks.
how do you check units specifically?
Shift L.
Shift L.
Oh, mine doesn't do that. Oh, you've got a different overlay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 32... Well, 34, 35, what the hell? He keeps going up here. I guess he's losing Hellbats.
Oh my god, he's
Units
got-
lost
look at
is
his army on the left side.
45k. Units lost is 45k to 29k. That's like, on a map like this where you split the map, is a massive difference.
29,000 resources lost. 20,000 of those were in hatcheries.
Yeah, he lost a lot. Holy shit. Those Banshees, why doesn't Snute... Oh, he has overseers, but he's not grouping them, I guess.
You can just fungal them. It's really easy to fungal banshees.
You've been there and done that, right? You freaking Zerg abuser.
I've thrown my fair share of fungals around.
I remember once upon a time you used to always warm up as a Zerg.
Yep, it's fun, man.
And then
You open up with speed and you make speed links and you hope for the best. Sometimes you throw down a bailing net.
That's Moman's motto right there.
Exactly. I just follow the... You know, I try to step in the footsteps of a legend.
This base still didn't mine out the gas. There's like 1,000 gas on each base still.
Is Semler still screaming?
Dude, this is going to be going on for a few hours.
What time is it in Europe right now? I have absolutely no idea.
I only got out of bed 2 hours ago,
Jesus.
but it's 7 o'clock.
Damn it, Ben, you're such a zombie.
Oh, he's living the dream, man.
Hey man, the life
not-
of a dragon slayer. It's fucking tough.
He's not forced to practice 24/7 anymore now that he's not on EG.
Well,
Actually,
I don't think...
practice quite a bit more now.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think Ben has been practicing 24/7 over the last few... Look at that orbital command, it actually just died. I mean, I'm not sure what GoOdy was paying attention to. I think GoOdy was just doing the same thing as us. I wonder if those locusts can kill my orbital. And it's like, now he looks at it, he's like,
You know what would be funny if GoOdy started having a lot of gas and still didn't make Raven? He's like, fuck you, Todd.
Yeah.
You put me in this position.
But what would the PDDs be good for in this instance?
I mean, I don't really know what PDDs would be good for. Like, if you got BCs,
Yeah,
and then,
I guess Corruptors or Queens.
yeah, Corruptors, mainly.
Oh, that abduct. Man, that's awesome.
Yeah, but
you see that?
he's
abducts
facing,
the
like-
alien into flying locust.
I think Hunter Seeker Missile, like having a bunch of them would be good here because Snute is like definitely not that rich. It's like split map situation. The more cost effective you can be, the better.
What do you want him to use them on? The
Infestors,
race car,
ideally.
the race car mushrooms over here.
You're such a whiner, Ben.
I love how Ben has whined before ever playing against this. Too fast, bugger, mate.
I mean, like, you know, I've kind of talked about how Terran's actually pretty good against these flying locusts now. I think it's fair to say that these guys, to say they look like they're heavy as shit, shouldn't be moving that fast. I mean, look at them! They're just fucking look at them!
I don't know what he's doing. He's
Like,
just
That's all I'm doing is looking at them, those fucking flies. They're like those flies that land on you in the summer, and every time you kick them away, they come back until you kill them. But then another one comes back. It's exactly what they are like.
You know, there's
Pretty
actually not a whole lot of flies or mosquitoes in Southern California, which is amazing. Because I remember that from the Dutch summers, I always got stung by everything that flew around me.
Isn't there like
Yeah.
killer bees or something moving to
No,
California?
man, there's like almost nothing here. I swear. Or it's just because I never leave my apartment. It's one of the
Kind
two.
of,
But
no
kind of a
shit.
dry heat over there, though, right?
yeah.
Like, I remember in Arizona there wasn't really that much.
No,
stuff.
but
Yeah,
Arizona's
you
way
smoke and you never clean. Of course, you don't have like these insects. You got cockroaches though.
In California?
No. Well, maybe in California, but they're not here. I'm not sure if you have cockroaches in California. I've never seen them. You do have rattlesnakes in the mountains. Those are scary.
Have you ever seen one?
Yes.
Really? You went to the mountains?
Yes. I recorded my Lenovo commercial.
Yeah. Okay. Once upon a time, for a job, you had to go in the mountain. Like
Hey.
that is the only way you will ever go there and leave Rancho.
No. I've been to the mountains many times, man.
Rancho owns, man.
You slay a dragon there, or because I don't really see why you would go there.
Because I love nature, mate.
Right.
Yes.
AKA.
Why are you always trying to hate on me so much, yo?
God damn it,
Okay.
Ewan.
Look at that wave. Look at that wave.
As this beautiful, creative person who enjoys the fresh air.
Look at that wave of locusts.
Because it's full of shit.
Fuck off! The only thing that Johan ever tells people about me is that I apparently drink 24/7, I smoke and slay dragons. That is the way you portray me to the community.
Exactly.
He keeps me up at night, so I kicked him out of my apartment.
Yes. Hey, there are roaches.
You watch Californication?
Yeah.
Imagine the same story, but like 10 times worse. That's Rotti's life. Just like
10 times better, you mean?
a pure massive degenerate.
So not
Just-
true, guys. Changed, man.
I'm trolling.
Hank Moody was my idol when I was like 21. Still is.
Yeah, do you know In Control, he was hating on Hank Moody. I said Hank Moody is a great guy, and he's like, he's not a great guy. He got really offended.
What?
Yeah, I love how Jeff was hating on Californication despite watching all 7 seasons. He's like, oh, it's such a terrible show. It's just an awful show. I was like, what season are you? He's like, final episode of season 7. I was like, you seen it all? I was like, yeah. I was like, oh, don't you love Hank Moody? He's like, no, it's terrible. Everything about this show is terrible.
I've met like quite a few people recently that really hated Hank Moody, and I was like,
Yeah.
what? He's so cool.
Maybe they tried to copy his lifestyle and failed horribly.
Dude, I copied his lifestyle. It was awesome. Just drank whiskey all the time. Bought me a black T-shirt. It was great.
Yeah. Guys, I think this game is coming to its conclusion that despite the fact that GoOdy has killed 74 henchmen
Oh, the infestors!
and 122 drones, he just can't ever kill the army of Snute.
That's
at
statically, man.
The race cars, as Ben likes to call them.
Is there a fancy way to say like cars or race cars in English, British? Automobiles or something?
Automobiles?
Yeah,
Automobiles?
Yeah.
Sure, automobiles.
You got like a funny way to say everything. The British. Isn't there
You
something
sure?
for car?
I think you have a funny way of saying everything.
Yeah, but
like-
that's with my accent, not with different words.
Ah, yeah. You are right.
So GoOdy is pretty much going all out in this push. I feel like he's giving up on the hope of ever like...
His army looks so sad.
His army does look sad. It's been beaten up a little bit. It's seen terrible things, and it's about to witness one more terrible thing. You know, this is like that plague when they spawn all the mosquitoes. For 6 days, your mech army will be tortured by mosquitoes.
I really like the way that he was using the swarm host though, like all from different angles and stuff. Like,
He was. Like Snute has been Snute has been getting exponentially better with this unit while these games have been going on. And I think, to be honest, he's just been mostly having fun.
Like, okay, I think that is how you're going to deal with swarm host. By the way, like you have a mobile
You run
group
away.
of like Thors, like let's
Yeah.
say Thors, tanks, and like some Vikings, and you run up. Like you never siege up, you just run away and let them group up all together because they are on like move command or whatever, and then you just volley them down, and then like
Hey.
then you've got a good like 40 seconds of no locusts, and you just keep on pushing forward.
I think what we just saw is actually something that's pretty important to point out. So if Taurs run away, they will actually outrun flying locust, or at least make sure they don't land.
Yeah,
Because I
they'll,
believe
they'll
that's
keep
what we
up
just
with
saw,
them.
right?
They
Yeah,
move
that
at
is actually quite
1.8.
nice for the Terran.
They move exactly the same speed, so like yeah, you can move away and let them group up, and then you can get good volleys off.
Oh, look at this army this time. Oh my god, everything is getting shreked. Wow. 4 or 5 tanks and 3 Taurs just died. Yeah, and GoOdy is like, fuck off, I'm done.